Even though Torres is back at work with his badge, he is still simply going through the motions and is having problems sleeping. Despite his mother's desires, he continues to skip church and pray and goes to the gym to shadowbox. A neighbor knocks on the door late one evening asking for his assistance. She claims that her husband had a problem and that she saw him withdrawing all of the money from their ATM, indicating that something is amiss. Voight wakes up from his slumber to answer the phone when Torres rings it in. He instructs Torres to observe the man and keep his head up and down. At the ATM, he goes up to his neighbor's spouse, but someone approaches him from behind, throws him against a window, beats him, and kidnaps the neighbor. Torres has a terrible cut on his arm, is in a full fog, and may have fainted. After Torres is bandaged, he and Atwater attempt to speak with someone there. However, he seemed to be upset with the police's apparent disregard for persons being picked up in Pilsen without any care. He finds it difficult to deal with criticism that suggests he doesn't care about his community or its residents. He protests that they are depleting their money accounts by engaging in a traditional kind of abduction, as is done in Latin America. After hearing Atwater's most recent report, Torres goes to Brenda's residence to speak with her. She has locked herself in the bathroom and is speaking with the kidnappers who are attempting to get even more money. However, Brenda feels hesitant to discuss the situation with Torres. Brenda is resisting because she is angry that the police haven't done enough to stop the many kidnappings. It seems like their neighborhood's district is understaffed and residents don't feel that they are contributing to the community. When it becomes apparent that Brenda is leaving the home with a bag of cash to travel to a drop point, Torres watches her closely and follows her. Voight is on his way, along with Burgess and Ruzek. They go to some kind of market after Brenda. Voight enters soon after Torres, who follows her on foot. Despite the fact that they are very busy, they want to eliminate this individual since they are at a loss for options. They begin arguing over the bag when Brenda refuses to give the man who greets her the money. When the man takes out a pistol and begins to brandish it, Torres comes over and makes his presence known. Before he can shoot Torres, Torres shoots him. They could have lost a clue on her husband's whereabouts since it seems the man may be deceased. Torres is still obviously sleep-deprived, and the glass cut on his arm has reopened. In the same manner, Torres and Burgess proceed to talk to someone who was just assaulted. She isn't attempting to divulge anything until the previous victim finally comes out to talk to them, so they go to a tattoo parlor to talk to her cousin. The crew is able to put together clues that lead them to a warehouse when he gives them additional details about where they can find him. They enter the area and look about. Brenda's husband was discovered dead by Torres, and when Kim finds him, he seems to be rattled by this. Together with the driver who ran away from the scene, the others go to a lead. Torres goes to give Brenda an update. When she asks him to pray, he becomes uneasy. When Torres learns they have the driver, he returns to the station. He really gets the driver to speak because he wants his turn being questioned. He gets the man to give him a name, and his questioning approach is rather harsher than one would anticipate given his character. When he learns that the police are after him, he begins to run away as they go to the apartment complex to pick up their fresh lead. To get to the man on the roof, Torre has Atwater give him a boost as he makes his way to the fire escape. On the roof, the two of them fight until the criminal draws a pistol. After drawing his, Torres and the man engage in a heated argument during which Torres essentially wants the man to move so he can shoot him. Torres seems scarier and darker than before. When Atwater gets close, the man eventually lowers his firearm, and Atwater has to make sure Torres doesn't still shoot him. He is aware of Torres's difficulties. Later, when he speaks with Torres, he tells him that he has to improve on certain things and quit criticizing himself. Yes, he says he will. The tattoo artist he chatted with earlier catches Torres as he goes to a pub for drinks. She communicates with him, observes that he has been tampering with his wound, and deduces that he is doing so in order to cope with the agony and divert his attention. He tells her that he used to feel better after praying, but now that he is in agony, he can feel something. Although it's a somber admission, she seems to comprehend. Asking if he trusts her, she leads him to the hidden corner of the pub.